A 1 and a 2.
And a 3 and tonight. Well,
Holy
come on.
shit.
If you're coming, we're going to talk about 2003's Open Range. Where does this stack up in Kevin Costner Westerns? Joe.
I mean, 3, maybe 4.
Stacks up. You mean third place?
Yeah, 3rd, maybe 4th. I mean,
What gets first?
for me, all day long, every day, it's Silverado.
Huh.
As far as
Interesting.
favorite Western, Kevin Costner Western roles, probably bringing in a tight tie for 2nd and 3rd would be Dances with Wolves and Wyatt Earp. It's been a long time since I've seen Wyatt Earp.
Dude,
I
never watched it.
I liked it. It was a way different take. It's way fucking longer. It's like a 4-hour fucking almost miniseries event.
Right.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I think I prefer it versus the one that we did not too
Tombstone?
long ago versus Tombstone.
What's
Wow,
wrong with
hot
you?
take.
But yeah, so I'd say 3rd.
Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 32%.
Who gives a fuck
Wow.
about Rotten Tomatoes? That's like idiots.
I mean, people who use them to make food, they don't want to
Silverado
put that in their
first.
food.
Dances with Wolves 2nd, and this movie and Wyatt Earp tied for 3rd.
So
And
wait, Dances with
probably
Wolves?
Wyatt Earp edging it out. This movie's 4th. Yeah.
All right.
Da-
Enough
Dances
about your
with-
edging. Russ, what do you think?
Same question.
No, different.
What's the
question.
capital of North Dakota?
Yeah.
I don't know.
in
What is it?
1928.
Bismarck. Jesus.
Wait, does Dances with Wolves count as a Western? Because that's my first question.
Yeah.
Of
Then
course.
Dances with Wolves is the best one.
Yeah.
And does Waterworld count as a water Western?
What the fuck? I'm pretty sure that falls squarely in post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Okay, then this
Sci-fi
movie is
even.
number 2.
You're just calling this movie shit. Listen, you guys can't just bag on it the whole time calling
Have
it
you
number
seen
2.
Silverado?
I own Silverado. Absolutely.
No, I'm
Lawrence
saying as Russ.
Kasdan is my boy.
Has Russ seen Silverado? Probably not.
I don't remember it.
Super young Kevin Costner. Super young in it. Young everybody. Danny Glover.
No,
Although
it's
he's
super
older.
ensemble cast Western.
Jeff
Like friggin',
Goldblum.
that shit was awesome. Yeah.
Kevin Kline. Brian Dennehy. All right.
Kevin Kline kills in that movie.
Open Range, though, is the movie we're talking about. And here's why we're going to talk about it. There's a lot of great themes in this movie that are not necessarily directly hit on, but definitely alluded to. So,
Well, the doctor is definitely not directly hit on. Like, I mean, I've never seen a courtship that was so painful to watch.
you know what?
Can I
Stop,
kiss you now?
stop it right now. Stop the recording. Don't you dare talk. All right. It has to all be on Costner's side, though. Benning is phenomenal in this movie.
Fair.
What do you mean?
A resound. I really like Annette Bening in this movie, is what I mean. Can you guys give a rating before I just?
Go ahead, Russ. Open us up. What's your rating and grade it?
Probably B minus.
Man, just straight to the grade it. Fuck the rate it. He's just straight to the grade it.
I mean, it had a lot of stuff that I was like the approach they took to a lot of the gunfights and stuff. I was like,
Well,
not my
there's
thing.
only really one gunfight in this movie.
Oh, sure, yeah, just the way that the whole time it's a long gunfight. Every time two people are about to interact and they've both got guns, I'm like, no, one of them would have done something way different than that. Like you don't just walk up really close to each other holding your guns.
Shit was different back then, man. It wasn't like it
mean,
is right now. Like,
Yeah,
friggin',
really. This is
No.
1882, dude.
Kevin
Guns.
Costner grew up in Compton. Like, friggin', don't fuck with that guy.
Don't you just want to win? Like if you're going somewhere to either die or win, don't you just shoot them? Like, do you
yeah,
really
and
have to get
sometimes
up
in order
and
for your
prove a
gun to
point?
shoot him, you've got to be standing directly next to him. Joe, what do you got on a rating
I mean,
or a grading?
so this was the first time I've seen this movie. It hadn't been on my radar prior to this. It was all right.
Really?
It was a nice throwback to what I feel like is kind of like the classic Western movies that you don't see a lot anymore. Really enjoyed Duvall. Really enjoyed the way that they kind of built it up. They did the setting, like they put a lot of work into really bringing you into the setting. At the end of the day, though, I mean, it's a B minus, C plus. You know, kind of riding that fence.
Yeah, I'm
Did-
right there with Joe.
Didn't feel Costner's performance in this one. Duvall was, he was lukewarm. It was all right. You know, the bad guy wasn't super.
Let's talk about
Bad.
Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Dumbledore as a villain
Uh-huh.
was actually comical for me to watch. Like, because I was watching it, I was like, who is that guy? And then I just saw him yelling at Harry Potter. And I was like, holy shit, that's why he's not menacing.
No, yeah, the villain in this is very kind of spread out. It's a whole group, although there's one guy at the figurehead. I'm gonna give it a B plus, by the way. Nobody cares, but I'm gonna say it's definitely a B plus. I love the way it's shot. There's the whole here's our life out on the trail, and then shit, every once in a while we got to go to town to get coffee, and then people in town may not want them around. This is 1882. It's 1867. The first patent for barbed wire goes through, and all of a sudden you can't get from one end of the country without running into people saying, no, this is my land, keep off it. Up until then, this cattle drives were huge. You go from one end.
It was the only way you did cattle.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. So this is a story about a turning point and a change in society where these guys live out on the fringe, but then here's these towns popping up everywhere. What a pain in the ass it is to be in town.
Dude,
but you get to be next to the doctor and food no further away than the cafe.
Yeah, the cafe, that was great, dude.
Cafe.
I loved the depiction.
Can
of the
you
cafe.
imagine the smell in that place on that rainy ass night, packed to the I was like, dude, the smell in here. I wonder if you'd have to get the coffee up to your nose.
Oh, because well before running water.
Yes. Yeah, no, there's a powerful musk. So I really appreciate, and this movie's got a lot of themes, not to get too deep. We've probably lost everybody already, but the idea of one man with his cronies telling others what they can and can't do, unfortunately, is as lame as it sounds, I find is kind of being portrayed on a world stage right now with one dude who's just like, I've got the power. Everybody can tell me it's wrong, but look, I did it.
I did it.
That's right.
So-
What are you going to do now?
Well,
Dumbledore-
somebody's gonna find him in a scope one day, and he's gonna go
Dumbledore.
away.
You're saying that Dumbledore and Putin are basically the same person.
That's not at all what I'm saying. Not at all what I'm saying.
that's
But
what I
I
got out of
understand
it.
that Putin was very upset that he was not considered for the role of the Durmstrang in Goblet of Fire.
Probably.
Anyway,
So
I enjoyed that
I-
it wasn't the traditional frontier town that you see a lot in westerns. Like this was an established, settled town.
See, and there are pieces of it though that are very fresh. But yeah, there's probably half a dozen buildings there of people who are like, nope, I'm setting down here in Fort Harmon. Some of them been there, or Harmontown or whatever it is. They even talk about it since it was Fort Harmon. But like the building that collapses when the board goes up against it in the rainstorm.
It's so hilarious.
Super fresh. Some of those buildings he's punching through during the gunfight. That's another thing before we go too much further. The gunfight in this, the sound, the fact that it all leads up to it. I feel like this gunfight is super realistic to the way it would have actually been.
No, and I feel like they Hollywooded it out a little bit, but it was good. Like, I mean, flat out, like just groups of people running out of town as the stuff comes down. Like, I get it.
Go watch.
Right, but like in reality, the people who had kids and families and didn't want to be a part of it, they'd have been gone the night before. Like, I mean, you didn't live in that time and not smell the stank of trouble coming down the street.
I mean,
the rain.
Not everybody though.
Maybe the rain washed it away, right? Like,
yeah,
I mean,
right.
You know,
the rain messed with him. I had to test drive a car with a guy today, and he sounded like the rain on the road may be hiding the noise that he's trying to make me hear.
The funny, I like disagree with both of you. The reasons that this movie like was held back for me weren't the ones that you mentioned. I thought the acting was great. I did like the life on the road kind of thing that Ben was talking about. I thought all the performances were great. It was really the decision-making processes around when shit hits the fan that I was like, come on. That's
you think they should have just taken off?
All of it. Like when they go find the guys in the woods and they like logically they know that those guys are just gonna go back to their boss and then come back and try and kill him again later, yet they just tie him up and leave him. Like, fuck it, they're gone.
Well, they have to call an audible. They're told that somebody's back at their wagon fucking shit up. They probably had something a little more dastardly in mind, but
you kill them and then you leave. Like, it would have been so much quicker. You could have got back there.
I agree with Russ. You ride out and you see these four guys on a horseback and masks sitting on the hill. Like, I'm not still there by nightfall.
Yeah.
You gotta get all your cattle and shit. It's not like they can be a quick moving outfit.
It's like Kevin Costner said, them cows worth dying for. Nope.
No,
I'm out.
Cows are one thing.
I'm gonna ride
but
out.
One man telling another man what he can do in this country is another one. Sticks in my craw is all.
So if it was barbed wire, he's just gonna stop and spend all day demoing the fucking barbed wire fence. Just sticks in my craw. I ain't friggin' handling it. Pull all these posts out.
All right, gunfight, guys.
The gunfight really sticks with me. It's just like seems so unrealistic. You said it was realistic, but
absolutely,
they're squaring off with each other, and they're talking, and he like, he's gonna shoot Tiggs from Hell's
right.
Sons
Kim
of Anarchy.
Coates is the actor's name, who I think just he's alluded to a few times in the movie. He's on screen for maybe 3 minutes and is just one of the most memorable characters in the movie.
Oh yeah.
He gets shot in the head and he's like, he just walks up to him, like they're already doing the standoff, and he walks up directly in front of all those guys who are already holding their guns. And he's like, "You kill my friend?" He says, "Yeah, I did." And then he just shoots him in the head and nobody can hit him. Ugh.
Well, honestly, have you ever shot at a man?
I feel like adrenaline would take over, and those guys probably have.
Tell me about your trips to go hunt people in the South America, Russ.
Whatever. You guys want to make up excuses for why that made sense? It
No,
did not. It was stupid.
I think it makes sense. I think it's too often in movies people are portrayed as being able to drop a bullet on the target. Like I've gone out and I've shot a lot of guns. I've never shot a person, but I've been hunting and all that other fun stuff. And dude, it is not as easy as you think it is to hit something with the fucking bullet. And
He's
Or a bow and
literally 6 feet away from them.
it's not as easy as you
He
would think,
shoots
man.
the guy square in the middle of the head.
Yeah, he gets the drop on that guy, and he's
And
got
then everybody
skills
else
that
is just an
everybody
idiot.
hints at, but
I didn't buy it. And there's all that like important stuff when those guys are walking into the prison that or whatever it is, the sheriff's office, and they've got the light on and they fall asleep right by the window and everything. Like, why would you do that?
Because he's just fucking tired. Who
right,
the fuck?
right.
You know what? I got a question. So, Russ, you haven't shot at a person. Let's talk about your experience chloroforming people. Because I know you've used chloroform on people
that
before.
was also kind of like, wow, he's doing this an awful lot. What the fuck?
Dude, one of my
It was
favorites
a little
is the
rapey. It was a little rapey.
breakfast.
It was
Dude.
pretty funny.
Really funny, yeah, when he comes back and everybody's like, oh god, no. This ain't the way, pard. So Westerns have had a tiny bit in the news recently after Sam Elliott started trashing Power of the Dog. Have either one of you guys seen this movie?
No,
Wait, what?
didn't even know it was a movie.
Save yourself 2.5 hours. It's called The Power of the Dog. It's got Benedict Cumberbatch. It's got Kirsten Dunst and her husband.
It's got a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Number natch.
So Sam
Rotten
Elliott
Tomatoes is
came
what
out.
We should go by.
I mean, you know who Sam Elliott is. Like, if there's a
The
guy you're going to
stash.
trust to tell you about a Western, it's that dude. And he mentions, Power of the Dog is not Western at all. And it's got like Academy Award nominations and shit. Everybody's defending it. Whether he's right or not, a Western, a schmestern, that movie's just boring as fuck. I find this at least has a great story and characters to it. I didn't figure you guys had seen Power of the Dog, but it's an F. Skip it.
No, but I would watch Sam Elliott's podcast about mustache care.
Is that a thing?
No, but
No.
it should be.
I know. I want to go look it up right now. You can just narrate it.
Just tell me about your stash, bro. I'm in.
He does have a line of mustache care products, though.
Oh,
I would think
interesting.
so, dude. I feel like
I would
that's
certainly hope so.
money in the bank.
I made that up.
Dude, and talk about somebody that never aged. The guy's not even in this movie, but we're talking about it. Like, I figured I saw him in Roadhouse, and then I see him in Tombstone, and I'm like, dude, those movies have got to be 20 years apart. It doesn't look like he's aged a day.
Try 40.
Oh, see, that's crazy. It's crazy talk.
So
Did you know that this movie only took place 140 years ago? Only 140.
Yeah, it's amazing how fast things. It's like to the power of. It's like exponentially as we get further into technology. Yeah, the shit that gets made is just.
Oh, the disappearance of the American West can be directly attributed to the patent on barbed wire. I mean,
Amongst other things, but yeah, sure.
Barbed wire. Let's talk a little bit more about barbed wire.
No,
That
not
scene
not the
where
Pamela
she
Anderson
kills the
movie.
guy
No, just
with her
stop.
heel.
Just stop.
Costumes in this. We don't talk about the costumes too much, but pretty great cowboy costumes and period authentic looking stuff. I like costumes are really great in this. Really made me think of Cowboys and Indians. If you ever play Cowboys and Indians when you're a kid, generally you're usually the cowboy, right?
I enjoyed the set pieces on this movie. I thought they did a good job. If you pay attention and you look at the cinematography, a lot of times the cinematography of the town is taken from a high vantage point.
Mhm.
So the town is consistently portrayed as like in the valley. Even when they're having the scene of people fleeing the town, everybody's running uphill away from
Both ways.
running into the hills. Run to the hills.
Another song about Indians.
Right.
What's that song?
They hate free rangers more than they hate Indians.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Do you figure that other cultures have the same thing as cowboys and Indians, but it's like the Klopeks and the bourgeoisie? I don't know. Just an interesting thought.
I mean, I'm sure, but there's probably not a single dispossessed native population anywhere in the world like what we did to the Indians. That's
I would
purely speculation because I'm not at all history buff.
Right. I highly doubt that. But hey, yeah, no, we're shit, but highly doubt that.
Have you seen Braveheart?
Never have.
Have you seen 300?
Pretty much everything.
Have you seen 300?
Everyone was pretty messed up.
Oh wait, there's only 300 of them in that movie, so it doesn't.
Let's ask the Jews. So Kevin Costner, 64 acting credits for this guy. I think we probably hit on him before, but he directed this movie. He actually had that town built because he couldn't find any little Canadian towns that he liked.
I was gonna ask. I was amazed that they found a town that fit.
He wanted the appearance to be so far away from anything else that they actually spent 40 grand to build a road, to build the town, to be able to shoot.
Nice.
Yeah.
They built that town for 40 grand.
No, they built the
40
road
grand for the road
town.
to get all the shit in to build the town.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the budget for this movie?
22 mil.
To still build a town and film the movie.
How much did it make?
68.3.
I guess that's a bit of a
shit.
It is more than tripled. Not bad.
So who's your guys' favorite Kevin? Is it the funny Kevin or is it serious Kevin?
I
mean, so like just throw a couple examples out there, right? Like we got like a lot of serious Kevin, but some funny Kevin with Robin Hood.
Love Robin Hood Kevin.
Waterworld.
Waterworld Kevin's like super.
I don't think he's funny in Waterworld, but I do love
He's got his moments.
Style of. I love Waterworld, even though
Silverado's my favorite funny Kevin.
He's very funny in that. Bull Durham is probably one of my favorite Kevin Costner roles.
That's a funny Kevin.
I find myself calling. I call a lot of people meat in my head. Love Bull Durham. You're gonna do that shit meat. That's gonna be your choice. Anyway,
what about your favorite serious Kevin? And there's a lot of serious Kevin. I mean, we've got No Way Out. You've got Untouchables. We got Field of Dreams. You got JFK.
You remember Perfect World, where he has that boy? Do you guys remember that?
Oh God, vaguely.
Isn't that that's like a weird premise? I'd have to go back and even read what that was about.
What about For Love of the Game? Who saw that movie?
Did Baseball's Wyatt Earp? No, thank you.
Oh, it's a great fucking movie. I love that fucking movie.
I think my favorite Kevin Costner is him in Yellowstone, the TV show.
I haven't watched it.
Like he's just got this perfect level of I hate everybody.
Wow, now I'm intrigued.
That jives. That fits with Russell's.
But he's got his friends and stuff. He's just like, I own land and I'm tired of tourists coming to Yellowstone and walking on my property. No, the national park's over there. And fuck you guys. I'm going to shoot my gun in the air and scare you away. And
10 Cup was fun.
I like him in that.
Tin Cup was fun.
You guys remember The Bodyguard?
Yeah, I do remember The Bodyguard. Have either of you guys ever seen Fandango? The movie where the group of college friends are
once, and I can't remember it. Like
Yeah.
I almost looked it up to do a little more to refresh my memory, and was like, yeah, no, I'm good.
I remember being like, it keeps almost being good, but not quite. Unlike another movie like that reminds me, at least for me, Breaking Away, about the kids who like to cycle.
Yeah.
That's actually a really great fucking movie. I really want to watch that again. Remember
Swing Vote. There's another fun, Kevin. That one was fun.
Never watched it.
No,
Just
that
Let
one
Him
was
Go.
fun.
I haven't seen it. No.
What about his best movie? Dances with Wolves.
Dances with Wolves. Yeah.
Are
we going to talk about it?
Lieutenant. Do we need to? No, we're talking about this one. What about Robert Duvall?
I mean, I've always loved Duvall. I was a little shocked when I started digging into his filmography that there wasn't things that stood out more to me in regards to movies that he had top billing in.
Right.
Some of the ones that did stand out was he was in the original True Grit, which was so much better than the fucking remake.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
haven't seen that in days.
He was in Bullet, and I don't remember seeing him in Bullet. I would have to go back and see it, but the Steve McQueen Bullet, he was in it. I'd have to go back and watch it. But beyond that, to be honest with you, his filmography didn't really stand out. But I always appreciate him. Like I really appreciated his role in Gone in 60 Seconds.
Sure.
Not the greatest movie in the world, but I appreciated his role. He was in The Road.
He was in The Road. I got in 60 seconds. I always think of the dude doing the dance with the doll. It's like, is this you recorded this? Yes.
House.
You recorded
Yeah.
Did you see he was in The Road?
Yeah, he's in The Road. He's the old man.
Yeah, he's one of the people they come across.
Yeah. But the biggest throwback, the biggest surprise, the biggest shocker for me on his filmography was THX 1138. Freaking sci-fi throwback for y'all.
Yeah, George Lucas.
You guys want to watch a sci-fi mind fuck? Watch that movie.
Yeah, that's his first. to me, he's always the helicopter captain from Apocalypse Now. I feel like
he was in the original Apocalypse Now, not the remake.
What remake?
The one that fucking Mel Gibson
Tropic
did.
Thunder?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, everything he's in, he's usually very, very memorable. Kevin Costner gave him top billing in this. I think it's worthwhile. Who are some of the other standouts? Michael Jeter for me.
Wait, did you know that he played Stalin in the movie Stalin? Robert Duvall was Stalin in the movie Stalin.
What's that about?
Fucking lying.
I don't know. We're gonna have to look it up. Too much for this.
Is it about trying to get a car up a hill? All right. I love Michael Jeter in this. Percy.
Days of Thunder. That's the other role I really love.
Oh, yeah,
Robert
right.
Duvall
That's
from.
right. Cole Trickle.
Yes, Cole Trickle. Yeah, I really, really love him in that role. I don't know why, but that role really sticks with me.
Percy loves playing this character because he plays it again in Waterworld with Kevin Costner again.
No, I don't think he does.
He does.
He totally does. Yeah.
Helpful guy on the boat.
Michael Jeter is cool. You mean Kim Coates?
No. I mean, Jeter.
Michael Jeter is Percy. Yeah, no, that guy was
Both
great.
of them are in Waterworld.
Jeter was in Waterworld.
Yeah, he's the old man who's like got his boat and he helps the woman and child.
Oh, that's right. He's kind of annoying in that one.
Yeah, he's like the air balloon guy.
Yes, the air balloon guy.
Yeah, he's like.
And
he's
Kim
like
Coates is the wacko who wants to trade the paper for the women.
Yeah.
Yes.
How much for the winning?
Yeah,
Their wives, the little girls. I want to buy them. We didn't even talk about that in that right now. Blues Brothers redo.
Michael Gambon. Yeah.
Gambon.
Gambon.
Sir Michael
yeah,
Gambon,
right,
otherwise known as Dumbledore number
Dumbledore.
3 or 2.
2. There were only 2.
I guess Richard Harris and this guy.
Did you guys recognize the kid? Button is.
Diego Luna.
He's the main character in Star Wars Rogue One.
Yep.
My favorite Star Wars.
Abraham Ben Ruby.
Right.
Abraham Ruben Ben Ruby. I really like that guy as Mose Harrison. Yeah.
He always makes me think of this very short-lived show in the 90s called Parker Lewis Can't Lose. It might have even been the 80s. He was Parker Lewis's main I think he was the trench coat guy. Like there's a guy with a trench coat who always had gadgets and crazy shit that he could pull out of the trench coat. And that, I don't know why I still remember that show to this day, but
we're wondering the same.
Yeah.
But let's talk about what Ben really wants to talk about, which is Annette Bening.
All right, let's talk about it.
That's really where that's the question that Ben was leaning towards.
Handsome woman.
Yeah, because
Sue Barlow.
That's the compliment you pay a woman you're trying to court.
Shit. I mean, back then it was solid.
Dude, after
especially when she was a spinster living with her doctor brother.
After she says, sure, she agrees that she will marry him. He's like, can I kiss you? They've never even like hugged before that moment.
Yeah. This is how it used to be. Like
140 years ago.
had a great thing about there's no more guys anymore. Like, I really want to take this dame out and I hope she'll let me kiss her on the mouth. Like, is it gone now? You're sending dick pics before you ever even meet women. Treating people like there is some kind of
so glad this came up because there's no way I'm buying the cow until I've tried the milk. Just not happening.
Ruining it. Just ruining it. I thought the Marshal was perfectly cast. That guy is perfect as kind of the shit.
And let's be real though, dude. Friggin' this broad's in this town for this long. Friggin' waiting for something to show up. Some dude.
She's the doctor's sister.
Yeah, no, they were banging.
No.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I don't give a shit.
James Russo, also in another movie with Kevin Costner, The Postman, which we have not talked about, and I love that.
Speaking of which, that's
Postman
like another post-apocalyptic Western. Definitely not a good movie.
I enjoyed that movie.
Such a fun movie.
It's very. It's. I feel like Postman and Waterworld almost are like hand in hand.
I feel like Waterworld's a little more fun, and so its mistakes are more forgivable because you're like, all right, it's trying to be silly. But I like Postman just as much as I like this movie. Sorry, Ben.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm not sorry, Ben.
You are the way you are.
Dude, that scene where he asks that kid what his name is and he says Lincoln Ford, and you find out later it's just because
Lincoln
he looks
Ford
at
Mercury.
He's just looking at the old dealership sign.
No, that was great. I thought there was a lot of great post-apocalyptic touchstones in the movie The Postman, of just the loss of culture and knowledge as society degraded and people became more ignorant. I thought was fun in Postman. That was the part I enjoyed in The Postman.
I tell you what, I almost suggested we either do Idiocracy or Office Space this week.
Oh my God.
I can't stop thinking about Idiocracy and the whole nobody reads anymore. They just point at pictures when you're telling people what you want. Just and then
your
Office
child
Space
is
like
repossessed by Carl.
Yeah. Anyway, the movies that could have been, the Westerns that could have been, Open Range, definitely a personal favorite, but sounds like not everybody's cup of tea. What did you think of the movie? Leave us a comment.
Yes, please do.
Like, subscribe, notifications.
I want to
Leave a
throw.
comment.
If we get 5 more subscribes out of this one, I won't wear a shirt on the next episode.
Thanks for guaranteeing we don't get any more subscribers. In fact, we probably lost a few. People were like, I don't want to see that.
Don't quit, Alex.
Have either of you seen Quigley Down Under?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
That is an excellent.
I feel like,
baby.
I feel like that's a Western.
Dude,
sure.
The ending of that movie when he's like, I never said I didn't know how to shoot left-handed or right-handed or whatever. And he takes out all those guys with it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember that. It's one of it reminds me of my dad. He loved the ending of that movie. And he'd be like, watch it, son. Oh, look at that. Like, kind of thing.
I don't think we've done a Tom Selleck movie. That's funny.
No.
God, there's another movie
Folks,
I'm trying to think
with
of.
Don Amici.
Let's do Friends.
Oh wow, that's for you.
How many of us have them? Friends. Those we can depend on.
God, there's another freaking Western that was really instrumental in my childhood, and I can't
Good, the Bad,
remember
the Ugly.
fucking name of it right now. That's
Crocodile Dundee.
That's a good one.
2 Meals for Sister Sarah.
That's probably the worst whistle ever, but there it is.
Are you trying to whistle?
Yeah, you guys probably didn't hear it. It probably.
And I didn't really. I mean,
Are you farting into the mic?
you talking about Close Encounters?
No, it was based in Australia, similar to the other one, and it was about a guy with horses. I can't remember it off the top of my head. There you go, Russ got it.
A guy with horse. There's a Western about a guy with horses.
I know it's crazy talk, right? Fuck if I can't remember it. I'll bring
City
it up
Slickers.
next time. No,
What is that movie?
that's a good Western.
Nailed
Now
it.
that you did the sound, I really want to know. I can't think of it.
It's the good and the bad and the ugly.
But
Is
is
where
that what you were thinking of?
No, it wasn't that. That wasn't what I was thinking of.
Hey, here before when we're just throwing around Westerns, have you guys seen Sisters Brothers?
What?
With John C. Reilly and Joaquin Phoenix? Really fucking good.
No.
Really good.
Cowboys and Aliens?
Oh my God. Stop.
All right, folks. Well, tell us about Westerns that have touched your life.
I'm looking. The Phantom Stockman. That's the
Phantom
one.
Stockman.
No, that's not it.
Is that with Obi-Wan Kenobi?
No, it's a random Google search. It's a Russ moment.
Okay.
I'll think of it. I'm gonna bring it up in chat afterwards. Sorry guys, you're gonna miss out. I'll let you know. Maybe I'll pick it.
Maybe
Maybe I'll
indicate
pick
that
it.
you'd be willing to pay money to see the after show, and we'll see what we can do. Comment, subscribe, like, post.
Don't show up next week to see Russell without his shirt.